In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 MLB games happening on March 27, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Milwaukee Brewers versus New York Yankees. The long wait is over and the MLB season has finally arrived. Baseball fans across the country can feel the excitement as all 30 teams enter the year with one common goal: winning the 2025 World Series. While only one team will ultimately claim the championship, the belief and hope are alive for everyone on opening day. To get things started, we have an exciting matchup between the Milwaukee Brewers and the New York Yankees. The Brewers have been a team that doesn't get a lot of national attention, often flying under the radar despite consistent success. Every year, they find themselves in the mix, yet they don't always get the respect they deserve. This season, they enter as the favorites to win the National League Central once again, and if everything finally clicks at the right time, this could be the year they make a deep postseason run. However, before they start thinking about October, they have to handle business on opening day in the Bronx against a Yankees team with its own championship aspirations. For the Yankees, last season ended with heartbreak as they came just short of winning it all. After falling just short in the 2024 Fall Classic, the front office made some major moves in the offseason to keep their championship window open. With the additions they've made, expectations are just as high as ever in the Bronx. The Yankees know anything less than a deep playoff run will be considered a disappointment, and they'll look to start their campaign with a statement win at home. Both teams saw some notable changes during the offseason, and only time will tell if those moves will help or hurt them. The Yankees took a big hit when Juan Soto left for the Mets, and they also lost Nestor Cortes in a trade with the Brewers. In return, they did pick up elite closer Devin Williams, which should bolster the bullpen. To replace Soto's bat in the lineup, the Yankees made some big additions, calling up top prospect Jason Dominguez and signing both Cody Bellinger and Paul Goldschmidt. On the other side, the Brewers took a different approach, choosing to keep most of their roster intact rather than making any drastic changes. Their 2024 squad was good enough to win the NL Central, so they're banking on internal improvement rather than a major roster shakeup. Normally, this would be the kind of game where the Yankees would send their ace, Gerrit Cole, to the mound. Unfortunately, Cole is out after undergoing Tommy John surgery, so the Yankees are turning to Carlos Rodon to take the ball for opening day. Rodon struggled in spring training, finishing with a 1-0 record, a 5.4 earned run average, and 10 strikeouts over 10 innings. Last season, he had a solid but unspectacular campaign, going 16-9 with a 3.96 earned run average and racking up 195 strikeouts in 175 innings. Meanwhile, the Brewers will counter with Freddie Peralta, who also had a rough spring. Peralta posted a 1-2 record with an 8.56 earned run average across 13.2 innings. However, his 2024 numbers were solid as he finished with an 11-9 record, a 3.68 earned run average, and 200 strikeouts in 173.2 innings. While the Yankees will certainly miss Soto's bat, all eyes will be on Cody Bellinger, who has been locked in at the plate this spring, hitting .423 with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. The Brewers may not have made big offseason moves, but their lineup is deep and well-balanced, featuring hitters like Jackson Chourio, Christian Yelich, Rhys Hoskins, and Sal Frelick. Rodon will have to be careful navigating this lineup, but the same can be said for Peralta when facing the Yankees' power hitters. Both teams bring plenty of firepower, and this game could easily turn into a battle between two explosive offenses. When it comes down to it, this game is likely going to be decided by pitching. Opening day is always tough to predict since teams are still settling in, but the Yankees will have the advantage of playing at home. Rodon hasn't exactly dominated in spring training, but he has been slightly more consistent than Peralta, and that could be enough to give the Yankees an edge. Another key factor is the bullpen, where the Yankees hold a clear advantage. If they can grab a lead early, their relief pitchers should be able to hold things down and secure a win in front of the home crowd. As our first pick for this matchup, the New York Yankees money line is our full game side pick. The weather should be perfect for opening day at Yankee Stadium, with temperatures around 52 degrees and minimal wind. With conditions like that, hitters will have every opportunity to put the ball in play and drive it out of the park. Last season, Yankees games frequently saw high-scoring outcomes, with the over hitting 93 times compared to 77 undares and 6 pushes. The Brewers also had a strong trend toward the over, with their games finishing above the total 84 times against 70 undares and 11 pushes. While both teams lost some power hitters in the offseason, their lineups are still dangerous, and both pitching staffs are dealing with some injuries that could make bullpen depth a concern. Adding to the case for a high-scoring game is the fact that neither of these teams has their ace on the mound. Both Rodon and Peralta had earned run averages north of 3.75 last season, meaning they aren't exactly shutdown pitchers. Looking back at their matchups in 2024, offense was a major theme, as the 3 games between these teams saw over 50 total runs scored. The Yankees took 2 of those 3 games, putting up 30 runs in their victories and 36 runs overall across the series. Given that Yankee Stadium is already known as a hitter-friendly ballpark, this matchup has all the makings of an entertaining, high-scoring affair. Expect plenty of offense, home runs, and fireworks from both teams. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Mets versus Houston Astros. The New York Mets will begin their 2024 Major League Baseball regular season on the road, facing off against the Houston Astros. Last year, the Mets wrapped up their season with a solid 89-73 record, which was good enough for a third-place finish in the highly competitive National League East. Their strong performance earned them a trip to the National League Championship Series, where they battled hard but ultimately fell short, losing to the Los Angeles Dodgers in 6 games. The Dodgers would go on to win the World Series, proving to be the strongest team in the league. Meanwhile, the Houston Astros had a slightly less impressive regular season, finishing with an 88-83 record. However, that was still enough for them to claim the American League West title. Unfortunately for Houston, their playoff run was short-lived, as they were swept in 2 games by the Detroit Tigers in the American League Wild Card Series. When it comes to recent history between these 2 teams, Houston has had a clear edge when playing at home. In their last 10 home games against the Mets, the Astros have won 9 of them, a trend that certainly favors Houston heading into this matchup. One key pitcher to watch is Framber Valdez, who has performed exceptionally well when facing the Mets in Houston. Over the course of 8 innings against them at home, Valdez has given up only 2 runs on 4 hits while allowing just 1 walk and striking out 9 batters. With those numbers, it's no surprise that he was credited with the win. While both teams have plenty of offensive firepower, pitching may be the deciding factor in this contest. Houston's pitching staff, especially their bullpen, was one of the better units in the league last year, finishing 7th in bullpen earned run average at 3.66 and 12th in WHIP at 1.25. Given these stats, I have to give the edge to the Astros when it comes to pitching strength. As our first pick for this matchup, the Houston Astros money line is our full game side pick. Looking at betting trends, the Mets had a strong track record when playing as underdogs on the road last season. Their over-under record in that situation was 34-18-2, meaning their games frequently went over the projected total. On the other side, the Astros have also been involved in high-scoring games against the Mets recently, with a 7-2-1 over-under record in their last 10 matchups. Both teams feature powerful offensive lineups that are more than capable of putting runs on the board, so scoring shouldn't be much of an issue in this game. However, Houston will likely do most of the heavy lifting in that department, especially given that the Mets are dealing with injuries in their starting lineup. Even with New York playing at less than full strength, they should still be able to contribute enough offensively to push the total score past the set mark. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Boston Red Sox versus Texas Rangers. It's finally here, opening day of the Major League Baseball season. There's no better way to start things off than with a battle deep in the heart of Texas as the Boston Red Sox head south to take on the Texas Rangers. The Red Sox wrapped up the 2024 season with an even 81-81 record, which left them sitting in 3rd place in the American League East, far from the playoff race. Meanwhile, the Rangers ended their campaign with a 78-84 record, also finishing 3rd, but in the American League West. Neither team was in the postseason hunt last year, but that's in the past now. The new season is here, and both squads are looking to make a fresh start. Last season, Boston had the edge in the season series, winning 4 out of 6 matchups, including taking 2 of 3 in their last head-to-head meeting from August 12th and August 14th, 2024. Opening day always brings a packed schedule, and one one of the more intriguing matchups takes us to Arlington, where two American League teams with big ambitions square off. The Rangers are just 2 years removed from winning it all, but last season was a disappointment, marred by injuries and erratic performances. This year, they come into the season refreshed, healthier, and with a roster that features several promising young players who earned their spots out of camp. On the other side, the Red Sox were aggressive during the offseason, making key moves to strengthen their roster, with the Yankees dealing with injuries and the Orioles potentially regressing after their surprising 2024 season. The American League East is wide open, and Boston is looking to capitalize. Both teams have the potential to be in the mix all season long. The pitching duel for this season opener features Garrett Crochet taking the mound for the Red Sox against Nathan Eovaldi for the Rangers. Texas does have a fully recovered Jacob deGrom back in the mix, but they're taking it slow with him to manage his workload. Additionally, their rotation includes two highly regarded rookies, Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker, both of whom bring excitement but also inexperience. That leaves a lot riding on Eovaldi to provide stability for this group. On the other side, Crochet is a fascinating case. He flat out refused to take the mound for the White Sox last year, choosing instead to sit out while waiting for the inevitable trade. He got his wish, and now, with something to prove, he finds himself as Boston's opening day starter. His stuff is electric, and he should be extra motivated to make a statement. When comparing these two teams, I like Boston across the board. Crochet has the edge in terms of raw dominance. The Red Sox bullpen is the more reliable unit, and Boston's lineup looks deeper and more dangerous. With Jarren Duran, Rafael Devers, and Alex Bregman leading the way, plus a fully healthy Trevor Story adding power, this lineup has both depth and firepower. As our first pick for this matchup, the Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Looking at last season's offensive numbers, both teams were capable of leaving the yard. The Red Sox finished 9th in the league with 194 home runs, while the Rangers weren't far behind, ranking 18th with 176 homers. While spring training performances don't always tell the full story, it's worth noting that both Tanner Houck and Nathan Eovaldi struggled during camp. Given those concerns and the fact that this game will be played in a hitter-friendly park, it's reasonable to expect both lineups to put up at least 4 runs each. That's not an outrageous number for two offenses that have shown they can produce. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Los Angeles Dodgers. The 2025 MLB opening day is officially locked in for Thursday, March 27, and we're diving into an exciting interleague battle set to take place at Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. This matchup brings the Detroit Tigers to town as they look to extend their recent success against the Los Angeles Dodgers. Detroit has had the upper hand in this matchup lately, winning their last 2 meetings against the Dodgers. Last season, they took 2 out of 3 games at Comerica Park in Detroit, proving they can compete with the best. They'll be looking to build on that momentum as they start their 2025 campaign. The Dodgers have already gotten their feet wet this season, having played 2 games in Japan against the Chicago Cubs. As the reigning World Series champions, they've already made it clear that they'll be a tough team to beat. Meanwhile, the Tigers are gearing up for their first game of the year and will send their ace, Tarik Skubal, to the mound. Skubal was lights out last season, finishing with an 18-4 record, a stellar 2.39 earned run average, and 228 strikeouts. His strong performance has carried over into spring training, where he has posted a 2-0 record with a 2.33 earned run average and 24 strikeouts over 19.1 innings. Detroit is hungry to take control of the American League Central this season, but their first challenge will be proving they can take down the defending champs on opening day. On the other side, the Dodgers will counter with left-hander Blake Snell, who spent last season with the San Francisco Giants. Snell put up solid numbers in 2024, finishing with a 5-3 record and a 3.12 earned run average. However, his spring training work has been limited, as he's only pitched 4.2 innings across 2 starts, posting a concerning 7.71 earned run average. The Dodgers lineup is absolutely stacked, and they were the best team in baseball last year when it came to hitting left-handed pitching, leading MLB with a .795 OPS. That's something Skubal will need to be mindful of when he faces big bats like Shohei Ohtani, Will Smith, and Max Muncy, assuming they all get the start. The Tigers made some notable additions during the offseason, bringing in infielder Gleyber Torres and outfielder Manuel Margot to help bolster their offense. They also improved their bullpen by adding Tommy Connell, giving them another reliable arm to pair with an already talented pitching staff. Detroit's starting rotation has the potential to be one of the best in the American League if they can stay healthy. The one major question mark remains their lineup, which doesn't quite stack up to the firepower of the Dodgers. On paper, Los Angeles has a clear advantage at the plate, while Detroit should have the stronger starting pitching in this particular matchup. However, with the Dodgers having already played 2 regular season games, they could have a slight edge in being more game-ready. As our first pick for this matchup, the Los Angeles Dodgers money line is our full game side pick. Skewell should be able to keep the Dodgers offense in check for a good portion of the game. But Detroit's bats could struggle as well. Early in the season, pitching often dominates, and with 2 high-caliber starters taking the mound, runs could be at a premium. That's why the projected total is set at 6.5 runs. Both Tarek Skubal and Blake Snell have the ability to limit damage and keep the scoreboard quiet. Of course, things can change once the bullpens get involved, but from the outset, the under seems like the most logical play. Taking the under in the first 5 innings is also an appealing option, given how sharp these 2 starters can be. As mentioned before, Detroit's offense is tough to trust, which makes it hard to expect them to put up many runs. While the Dodgers are missing key bullpen arms like Brusdar Graterol, Michael Kopech, and Evan Phillips, they still have plenty of reliable relievers to lean on. Detroit's bullpen appears to be a strength as well, at least on paper, which adds to the case for a low-scoring game. This one has the makings of a tightly contested matchup, with a final score likely in the range of 3-1 or 4-2. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Atlanta Braves versus San Diego Padres. The 2025 Major League Baseball season is kicking off with a 4-game National League Series, and the first matchup brings an exciting clash between the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. This showdown is set to take place on Thursday night inside Petco Park, where both teams will look to start their seasons on the right foot. Last season, the Braves wrapped up their campaign with a solid 89-63 record, but their playoff run was short-lived as they fell in the National League wild card round, losing both games to the Padres. San Diego, on the other hand, also made the postseason as a wild card team, finishing with a 93-69 record. However, their hopes were dashed in the National League Division Series when they lost in 5 games to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, with both teams looking to make a deep run this year, this season opener carries extra weight. When evaluating both rosters, the Atlanta Braves appear to be the more well-rounded team. One of the biggest concerns for the Padres is the reliability of their bullpen, particularly in the later innings, where they have some question marks. Meanwhile, the Braves still have the star power to overwhelm opponents, and they'll have ace Chris Sale taking the mound fresh off his incredible National League Cy Young Award-winning season. On the offensive side, Atlanta's lineup remains deep and dangerous, with the likes of Ronald Acuna Jr. and Sean Murphy ready to set the tone. The Padres, on the other hand, may struggle with their pitching depth, making it difficult to contain the Braves' potent bats. Chris Sale has already proven he can dominate this Padres team. Last season, he was lights out against San Diego, picking up 2 wins in as many starts while allowing almost nothing, finishing with an earned run average below 1. On the other side, Michael King is expected to play a significant role in the Padres' rotation, but he's coming off an elbow injury that sidelined him after he helped shut down Atlanta in Game 1 of the 2024 playoffs. San Diego is likely to ease him into action, which means he won't be at full strength to start the year. Meanwhile, the Braves lineup is looking stronger and healthier than it did to close out last season, which could make all the difference in this opening matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the Atlanta Braves money line is our full game side pick. With some big names missing from the field, it's tough to envision either team breaking out offensively in this game. Chris Sale and Michael King are both frontline starters for a reason, and they have the ability to set the tone early and keep runs at a premium. The bullpens for both teams, despite some inconsistencies, still have a few reliable arms that can keep hitters off the bases in the later innings, further reducing the likelihood of a high-scoring affair. Sale was nearly unhittable against the Padres last year, posting an earned run average below 1 in his 2 outings against them. He also maintained a 1 WHIP throughout the season, keeping base runners to a minimum and issuing just 39 walks over the course of the year. When looking at their head-to-head matchups, 6 of their 10 meetings last season stayed under the projected run total. Additionally, the Braves are integrating some new pieces into their lineup, which means they may need some time to develop chemistry and find their offensive rhythm. Given all these factors, it's unlikely this game turns into a slugfest. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.